and I'm not sure who's in the 516 area.
516. That's a Long Island area code. I recognize it.
Hey, I'm still trying to figure out how to value a business through resources. Everybody says get a book. One, I hate reading anyway. I know it's fundamental, but I want a video. Something easy. So if anybody knows a class I can enroll in or anything like that, I just need to become more proficient at it. That's kind of what's holding me back. Now, I guess I don't want to find somebody who wants to sell their business and I don't know how the hell to evaluate it or determine the value of it. So I don't want to look less intelligent than I may be.
That's what I mean. I'm going to give her a plug, but that's where Tanya comes into play. Even though I've looked over, I can't even begin to count how many tax returns and financial statements. I can't even count. But you know, sometimes you need something. Sometimes somebody explains something to you, it clicks. And I think that Tanya and her videos are excellent for that. I think that, you know, instead of trying to find a genie in a bottle, the genie's right here. And if you look at Tanya's videos, she does everything point by point. She explains it very simply, and it allowed me not to overthink it. So it's really not, it's not difficult to do an evaluation, but you have to know what you're looking for. You have to know what you're doing, and then the process becomes a little bit simpler. And I hear you. I like learning by video too, Terrence. You know, I mean, put a book in front. I used to read books all the time. Man, the older I've gotten, my ADD and I just don't have the patience anymore. So I like videos too, but I think Tanya is a great resource if you want to learn.
Hey, you like 26? You're getting older. Where do I find Tanya?
Pardon me?
Where do I find those videos?
Well, that's a good question, John. I'm not sure which videos you're referring to. The ones in my
the ones in your LA
the ones in the training.
The one in the training, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we do a business broker training on Mondays for my apprentices, and I record some of those. So what I can do, Terrence, is I can see if I can pull out a couple of those videos and give you access to those. The other thing that I would suggest is, you know, you're a member of the IBBA now, right?
Yes.
So IBBA has what they call an educational summit, where they give course 210, 220, and 221. And those three courses, I think one of them, I think 221 is online, but 210 and 220, it's like 3 days, 2 or 3 days of education, but it's solely focused on valuing businesses and valuing and pricing businesses. And they walk through everything pretty thoroughly, using a whole bunch of different methods, which will get you indoctrinated in it. The training that I've done, like I said, I'm happy to give you access to one of those videos, or whatever. I'll find the ones John was referring to and get you access to those. But you know, I don't go into using a whole bunch of biz comps and all of that. I mean, generally what I'm looking at is just straight multiple of earnings and determining what the seller's discretionary earnings is, and then using kind of risk factors and other things to figure out multiples, or using business reference guide, kind of the rules of thumb, the tools that everybody has access to. Because I know some of y'all don't have access to biz comps and deal stats and some of the databases to pull up comparables. And quite frankly, pulling comparables for businesses is almost like an oxymoron, because every business is unique. So when you're trying to pull comparables out of a database, you don't even have enough information most of the time. You don't know if inventory was included or excluded, if there were other deals made, part of it like an employment or a consulting agreement where a lot of the funds were directed in that. You know, you just don't have enough information to really compare apples and apples. So, and not to mention the fact that because most of the business transactions we handle are privately held businesses, it's not like there's a county recorder's office that everybody has to record a deed, right? I mean, there's nothing. So an SBA lender might put information into one of these databases, Deal Stats or BizComps or whatever. A business broker might put information into there. Other than that, there's not a lot of people that really contribute deals into those databases. And so of all the, you might have a database that might have 1 million transactions in it, but those 1 million transactions may have taken place over 30 years. So it really becomes difficult to use the comparables. Now, these courses, both IBBA and also CAB, California Association of Business Brokers, has a course where they will teach you how to go into the databases, pull out, extract that information and all that. I just have never found it to be extremely useful. And it just, for my purposes, because I can usually get pretty close, without going through that process. And like I said, you never really comparing apples with apples anyways. So
I think the next summit is the 26th of October.
the next summit, where's it going to be held at?
I'm not sure. I listened in on an IBBA call they had the other day talking about schools for the IBBA, and I think it's 26th and 28th, and I'm not really sure where it is, but they're going to do the 210 and the 220 live, and then, like you said, the 221 is online. I didn't get a call for it, or I guess I can call them.
Yeah, they probably have it. They probably have it online too. I mean, I recommend taking those courses. I think they're good courses, and those are courses that you need in order to get your CDI anyways. So they're definitely worth taking. But I'm not going to hold you up though, as far as you want to learn about different ways or trying to figure out value of businesses before then. You certainly don't want to wait till October to do that.
Right.
So
Sure.
yeah, so I can get you some information on that.